and I don't
Yeah,
see
no, well,
that strong.
it's not. Well, this is not for Pacific months. It's for the whole hurricane season.
Okay.
If you didn't know that.
Well, I generally see a Bay of Campeche storm forming in the fashion like a Brett of 2005 and Danielle of 2016. That's what I see a Bay of Campeche storm forming at. Not necessarily sure about something that forms in the Bay of Campeche and goes northward.
But something to note is that Bay of Campeche storms, they have rapidly intensified from the Cashew of 2017.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have. But they have had their fair share of rapid precipitation.
Yeah, and they cause a lot of rainfall. Like every single storm that makes it there causes like a foot of rain. Like even Cristobal did a ton of damage there.
Yes.
I think we could have. I think there's potential that we will have a couple of multiple intense storms in the Gulf of Mexico. I think the concentration next year will be focused more towards the Gulf of Mexico again, and I really think that's the main setup that I'm looking at right now.
Yes.
But we can't be sure on how it's going to play out, or if it does at all, because it cannot.
Anyways, the 93S and 96S situation is getting a lot interesting. Getting a lot more interesting.
True. Yeah, I think we can start talking about that more now in this video.
Like not specifically it being strong, but like how it's being
we can't.
ripped apart. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, now they both have a medium chance of forming.
Yeah, they might like 3 through 4, but due to some reasons it will probably be ripped apart.
Yes,
Isn't there like a southerly jet that's going to rip these apart? We have a jet stream in the southern hemisphere.
Yes. So
The soundings are like really messy. Like the low level is going east.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Mid level is going. The low level is going west. The mid level is going east. The upper level is going west. So
Sebastian, are you sure about European landfalls? Because I'm not sure if that's possible.
yeah. Do you mean like
it's possible,
landfalls?
but it's definitely possible, but it's not likely. It's possible. We can't rule anything out, so it's possible, but it's extremely unlikely.
But a European landfall, we had it this year, but it's really only a 0.1% chance of it occurring. So I'm really not sure I should include that.
I know it's possible. No, but I'm saying European landfall is possible because we really can't rule anything out. Though I only give it a little bit less than a 1% chance of actually happening. I just don't want to rule anything out just yet, but just in case maybe any of our viewers live in Europe or something, I don't know. Just we can't. The point is, it is very unlikely. I do agree.
This is your Cyclone update and your Cyclone seasonal forecast update provided by the Hurricane Watch
I
team.
think they could go more to like Greenland or something.
Yeah, that is actually very possible. Oh yeah, so, and then of course we're gonna have the Bermuda High that actually could actually probably stop storms from going to Europe. It would probably just make them go into Greenland. And then we've agreed the Bermuda High is probably going to bring storms through the Caribbean and then likely into the Gulf, and we could have a lot of Gulf major hurricane landfalls, plus just tropical cyclone landfalls in general. So we've already made out that so far that it's very possible and is the basis of our predictions. And also the Bermuda High is very strong. And also the Caribbean is likely to be very warm this year. We are expecting a neutral on the first half and the La Nina on the second half.
I'm not sure about La Nina in the second half. I think I really think that if we're going to have a favorable setup for the hurricane season next year, I really have a feeling that it might remain neutral for the whole year.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricane Watch team is here with your latest update on the 2021 North Atlantic hurricane season forecasts. Today I am joined by a few of my great friends, Danilo and some other people. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, it's me, Sebastian.
Hello.
And I am a random Lucas from outer space.
Okay. So today we got some things we want to talk about the 2021 North Atlantic hurricane season forecasts. But I just want to bring up the map of the North Atlantic. So not a lot going on. We got a cold front moving through the North Central Atlantic. Not much going on. Got a cold front moving through Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio. Soon to be through New York, moving through Toronto, Canada, Ontario, Quebec, moving through moving through Eastern Canada, New York, New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island, New Jersey, just that region of the United States. Too many states. But we do have a lot of things we need to talk about today. So all jokes set aside, let's get right into the stream. So, where do you want to start?
The 2021 Atlantic hurricane season.
Yeah.
No, it should be second. Well, actually, I think that should be second. I think we should talk about the Southern Indian Ocean, about the invest, how they could possibly form but probably get ripped apart, and some other stuff about them. I think we should start with that.
All right, let's go to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and talk about that. So here is the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. There you can see Invest 93 and Invest 96S are both at a medium, but tropical cyclone development is likely, but is not expected to occur beyond 24 hours. All right, let's take a look at the. I think it's the Indian Ocean.
That is not what that says. That says tropical. That says tropical cyclone development likely, but beyond 24 hours. So it's likely to develop
Beyond.
in the next 24 hours. But they're saying it's likely to develop.
All right, you know I can't read. All right. All right. So, do you want me to read this entire thing out from the?
No, I don't.
Nah.
We're gonna be here all
Yeah.
day.
Summary. We could do a brief summary.
We have 5 people. Yay.
Oh my God, this won't zoom out. This is really bad. This won't zoom out.
Hey, can you turn my volume up, Hurricane Watch team?
I can. I think it's up as high as it goes, but yeah, you're up as high as it goes.
Okay, that's good.
So okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was reading that too fast. It says tropical cyclone development likely, but expected to occur beyond 24 hours. It's a great start to a stream, right? Not being able to read. All right. God, I don't know which one to read.
Danilo, yes. Why are you pinging us? Hold on.
Yes. Why are you?
It's okay. Let me.
What? Okay.
Seasonal predictions. I do agree with that.
Oh wait, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I really do agree with that. Pin G. I'll pin then. I'll pin.
So the area convection Invest 93S, previously located near 11.9 degrees south, 86.5 degrees east, is now located near 12.5 degrees south, 87.7 degrees east, approximately 533 nautical miles west of Cocos Islands. Animated
Coco Island.
Cocos Islands, animated enhanced infrared satellite imagery, and it's a random number. 30, I don't fucking know what that means. 89 gigahertz satellite image depict disorganized low-level circulation detached from main area convection to the southwest. MB image shows a well-defined circulation with 25 knot winds in the southern semicircle. Semicircle. Invest 93S is in a marginally favorable environment for development with poleward outflow, aloft and warm 28 to 29 degrees centigrade sea surface temperatures, offset by high 25 knot vertical wind shear, global models are in general agreement that Invest 93S will track generally southwestward with slight intensification over the next 24 hours. Maximum sustained
7 viewers.
Okay, that was random, but okay. Maximum sustained wind, surface winds are estimated to at 20 to 25 knots. Minimum sea level pressure is estimated to be near 1,004 millibars. The potential for the development of a significant tropical cyclone within the next 24 hours remains medium. The second area of convection, Invest 96S, previously located near 10.4 degrees south, 70.5 degrees east, is now located near 12.0 degrees south, 72.6 degrees east, approximately 287 nautical miles south of Diego Garcia. Animated enhanced infrared satellite imagery at 89 gigahertz satellite image depicts a consolidating low-level circulation center with flaring convection overhead. The image shows a well-defined circulation with 25 to 30 knot winds in the southwestern semicircle. Invest 96S is in a moderately favorable environment for development with westward and poleward outflow aloft. Moderate 15 to 24 knot vertical wind shear and warm 28 to 29 degrees centigrade sea surface temperatures. Global models are in general agreement that Invest 96S will slowly track northeastward with slight intensification over the next 24 hours. Maximum sustained surface winds are estimated at 20 to 25 knots. Minimum sea level pressure is estimated to be near 1,007 millibars. The potential for the development of a significant tropical cyclone within the next 24 hours is upgraded to medium. No other suspect areas. Subtropical system summary, none.
Yeah,
this
so you talk first.
okay. So there's like this southerly jet. Well, it's right now it's helping it, but since it's moving south, I think it's west. Yeah, I think it's moving southwest, and it's eventually gonna go right below the southern jet and like rip apart the storm. While right now it's good because it's enhancing that outflow, but um 96S is expected to get into that southern jet faster, but it's expected to be the more robust one that eats up 93S, but 93S is the likely one that will form. And after they merge together, they'll get ripped apart into this elongated mess. And after that, they will re-enter favorable conditions, and they might be able to wrap up again. And after that, it might be too late, and they're near the jet stream, which could rip apart the storm again. And yeah, generally not favorable conditions and not a good future for disturbances ahead, but a brief tropical storm from 93S is possible.
Yeah. So definitely. Yeah, definitely. Of course we have the southern jet, and that of course like he said, once it gets that's gonna rip it apart, and it's very unfavorable conditions. We do think this could briefly develop, but we don't think it will be strong. And by the way, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center said significant tropical cyclone, but their definition of significant tropical cyclone is like tropical depression or not. So we don't think this will be very strong. It might briefly develop, but it's not extremely likely. Also, Aria, the region is West Pacific for where the storm is. If you are wondering, it looks like you are trying to find it.
Yeah, I found it. I was just trying to get to it so I could get some good satellite imagery. I'm trying to get perfect satellite imagery of this though. Nice.
Wait, didn't they say that the storm had enhanced poleward outflow?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
That's from the jet.
And
Helping it
that's
right
from
now.
the jet stream enhancing the poleward outflow of the storm, which is currently helping it. But by the time
Yeah.
it interacts with the jet stream, it will rip it apart. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, so that is yes. So currently, yes, I know that's gonna happen. It's gonna help it. That enhanced outflow is definitely helping it get more organized, but not a lot, not like the most organized in the world. And it could develop until like Danilo said, it interacts with the jet stream, the jet.
So here are the two invests, or well, it really looks like one, but I think the second one is to the left of the big
Yes.
pink blob.
Yeah.
So there is
I see.
quite a lot of convection going on with this system now. I need to figure out where the invests are at. So I need to just, okay, 93S, 96S. So this is 93 and this is 96.
I already forgot which side they were on. I wasn't paying attention to when you looked at Joint Typhoon Warning Center.
On the right you have 93S. On the left you have 96S.
Okay, I will remember that.
So the big pink blob is 93, and the disorganized thing is 96.
Yes. It definitely looks like 93S is definitely getting its act together a lot.
It is. It's going through that convection. You can see those. We're talking those cloud temperatures being around negative 90 degrees centigrade.
It seemed to had a pretty big blow up in the past couple hours.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, it looks like it look now. Even though it is not a fully formed tropical storm, it does look like a fully formed tropical storm. It's really It's not like the most organized, but it's pretty organized, and it looks like it could be a tropical storm, even though it is not. It looks like that, but it's not.
But one thing to note here is that there's not really circulation yet. If it is, it's probably very tiny and right under the convection.
I do think we could have some small circulation, but not much.
But and past 96S, it seems to have maybe some low-level center kind of like popping, but that might just be some low-level clouds disguising as a circulation. And if right now the winds are likely very light, like 25 knots and 20 knots, so it's not strong enough to even reach a tropical storm status if it has the circulation.
Alright, I put the sea surface temperatures up so we have an idea of the kind of climate it is in. It's actually a little bit harder to see, but you can kind of see it's in a region of 29 degrees centigrade, index 93S. And, well, where I assume the center of circulation is at is around 29 degrees centigrade waters. So it's in, like...
It is...
Dad, if you're wondering how...
You see that, y'all?
It's like this.
Yep.
It's kind of hard to see the center of circulation a little bit.
It is kind of hard.
So just use the mid-level for now. And actually, low-level. Well, I mean, the sea surface actually might be one of the reasons why it's gonna weaken a lot. So yeah.
So I'll just use this for satellite in the future. Okay, we can't see anything. I forgot. It's like nighttime over there.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
So I went to like I went to visible and it was like a black screen. I was like, wait, I can't see anything. Oh wait, it's nighttime over there, I think.
Yeah.
One thing I do notice is that 96S looks kind of sheared.
You'd be right about that. Yeah. Maybe I should draw 93S on here. Like, just like...
Then draw 93S.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that.
Draw a new invest and make it come to life. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm gonna check the Gfs analysis.
It's really
I think this one's...
while people are loving. Reaching to
93.
Sorry, my
Oh yeah,
handwriting's so bad.
oh yeah, okay. 93S might be actually be sheared right now. I'll send you the wind plot here on the sounding, and it looks pretty bad. The
Oh,
upper level, the upper level winds from the sounding looks to be moving at, wait, yeah, west. The upper level winds are looking to be moving west, and the lower level winds are moving east. So, yeah. Oh, I need to post it.
Yeah, definitely a big thing to watch.
absolutely.
Well, in terms of convection, not like straits.
Right. What else can I do? Can I do
I think they should. It definitely seems, since we have so many 90-degree cloud tops, it does seem that we might have a little bit of negative 100-degree cloud tops.
I checked on my satellite website, and it seems to be just really high 90 minus 80
I do
Celsius.
think we could have I'm not saying it's likely, but it's definitely possible we could have an isolated area of negative 100-degree cloud top. I'm not saying it's likely, though.
Well, okay. I just observed the satellite here, and some of the low-level winds I can see a bit, but they're moving westward. I think I said the directions the opposite way. Wait. Okay, it's actually confusing. Never mind.
Well, as clearly represented by the satellite, the relative humidity is not necessarily a problem, but the shears that does seem to be. The latest sounding I took does have winds in the lower levels and mid levels, I believe, if I'm reading this correctly, moving westward or eastward.
It's the opposite of the
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're moving eastward, and then we have the mid to upper levels moving westward.
Also, Chalane is now down to 30 knots, and
yeah, Maitland.
I know, and but the GEM is showing a re-strengthening after Africa.
Are we gonna talk? Do you want me to switch over to that region now?
Well, I don't know, because after Africa, what comes? I'm pretty sure the Atlantic.
Yeah, I don't think we need to show Chalane
Yeah,
anymore.
they're showing. Yeah, because GEM's showing it re-strengthening and reforming in the Atlantic Ocean.
But it's not gonna.
That's not likely. That's not going to happen.
It's extremely unlikely. Like, I don't see that happening at all.
I think it's just being drunk.
Yeah, 93S is 25 knots. 96S is also 25 knots. But the GFS assembles are showing it gets down to 977 millibars. Some are even a lot are showing. Most of the GFS assembles are showing down from 980 millibars all the way down potentially to 950s and 940s of millibars. That's what the GFS assembles are showing for 96S, and a current pressure of 176 millibars, showing a very strong system. GFS is showing a pretty strong system in terms of millibars for 96S, and there's a little maybe populated islands by it that could affect if it happens.
I don't think I can view it on Weather Nerds because I don't see a region for Africa.
Because this is not Africa. Go to the tropical Atlantic. Go to the Atlantic region.
I thought we were talking about the other storm.
I know. There's going to be Africa on the Atlantic region.
Oh my god.
I think there is. I don't know.
Yeah, there's Mali over there, and there's Cabo Verde, and I don't even know what we're talking about at this point. What's
Oh wait,
trajectory?
no, no, that's the North Atlantic. No, it's not south enough. My bad. Okay, so yeah, we can't talk about that.
I mean, I can do South Atlantic. Oh,
Yeah.
my man. Oh, look at that. We still got a tropical storm off the coast of Argentina. Oh, my God.
Oh yeah, we do. Let me look at windy on that. Now, very off topic, but we do have an enhanced risk for tomorrow on the USA for places like New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Mater, Lafayette, Beaumont, and a slight risk for Houston, Texas, Mobile, Alabama, Jackson, Pasadena, and Tuscaloosa. It's off topic, but I feel like I should have mentioned it.
Latest run from the GFS is showing possibly going under a ridge, which is kind of good. Oh well, upper level ridge because
I'm
can't
gonna
really
look
go
at
under,
weathermodels.com.
really can't
Hold on, guys.
go
I'm gonna look
under
at
a lower
weather.
level ridge, but it's going under a high level. I mean upper level.
Okay, guys. So to my
High,
knowledge, this isn't the Southern Indian Ocean, right?
Oh, we're looking at
uh,
South Atlantic, huh? Like, we're looking at South Atlantic, I mean.
Oh,
I'm talking
the South
about,
Atlantic system.
I'm talking about. Pretty sure I'm talking about 93S here. So there's a
We're talking
possible.
about the South Atlantic system.
Okay, well, I haven't finished talking. There's a possible re-strengthening that might occur beyond 5 days. Uh, because it could go under an upper level ridge, which could enhance the outflow, and it seems like the jet would disappear. And I'm gonna check the soundings. Yeah, they're
This is
looking a lot better than they're looking a lot better than right now the soundings. So we
Okay,
can.
so the GFS model. Okay, I'm on weathermodels.com. I'm on weathermodels.com. So we see that max winds of 44.7 knots. It looks like that's what the GFS is showing, but it is showing very weakening, and it is in around 42 hours. The GFS is showing it, but getting picked up by a southern jet and turning extratropical / dying.
What is trajectories? I don't even know what that means.
And this is kind of like this is beyond what this probably will not have. This might not happen, and this GFS might be drunk right now, but it might actually make landfall in Madagascar 93S, but that's way too far out to say.
93S is becoming a more worrying system as the days go by.
Oh, we're going back
But
to
no-
that region? Okay, hold up.
I think we just finished talking about that.
No, because I'm going to go to weathermodels.com. We're going back to it now, I think.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm going to... Okay, so it looks like we don't really see... okay, Invest 93S seems to have not too much really winds per se, a lot of wind per se, but GFS is, let me see what GFS is showing. I will tell you.
What the heck is that?
It's a piano. So I think, I don't know what it is. It's not from what the heck is that?
I don't freaking
It's
know.
not from mine.
Kind of funny.
what?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think I have just bad humor, but it's funny because right now I think I'm getting confused between the one that has bigger convection. That one actually is in worse conditions because it's actually being
Guys, so you know, hey guys, so you know that 96S, I'm at 93S, I mean, that's likely to form far out. GFS is showing it a category 1 hurricane strengths. They're showing it 80 knots, up to 80 knots.
Alright, let's go to GFS.
Well, at least I think so. It's very far
I,
out, so it's very hard to tell what
yeah,
if
I
it's
don't
90.
see that happening.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, the max
GFS.
category.
Well, GFS spaghetti models, like I said, are showing very low millibars, so it kind of matches up with that for them. Let's see.
Not sure about it.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen. GFS. Okay, okay. If 93S forms, it looks like it's gonna form in like 10 days, or 10 to 15 days. 93S doesn't look like it's gonna form for another 10 to 15 days if it even does form.
Okay, I'm getting pretty. I don't think any of them are gonna form anymore.
Me neither. Me neither.
Because 93S, I mean 96S, even though it has good convection, the conditions are a lot worse than 93S. And 93S, right now it doesn't look too good, so it might be struggling. But
Yeah.
to be honest, the greatest chance of storm forming right now is probably 96S, the one with the big convection.
So, do you want to move on to 2021 hurricane season now, or do we have
have
any
a
last notes?
question. I got a question from someone in the chat, and I don't know where this is at. But they're
Well, tell me.
They said, do we think that Invest 93S can hit Mauritius?
Mauritius.
Mauritius. Okay.
Mauritius.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
I got actually.
Possible.
I don't even know where that's at.
Wait, am I looking at the right thing? Hold on. What do you guys think? Do you think it will? Let me look at the right thing.
Wait, I need to find where that is.
Okay.
I have no idea.
It's to the east of Madagascar.
Yes, it could definitely.
There's
Could.
2 islands there.
Yeah, there definitely could hit him.
Okay,
Definitely could.
Mauritius is right here.
So
It could definitely happen. I don't see that. We could definitely rule that. Probably
we can't rule it out.
could happen. A Mauritius landfall cannot be ruled out.
It's not.
But that's beyond the 5-day forecast. So there's a lot of time for change, and even beyond 5 days out is pretty inaccurate. Model.
And generally speaking, that 96S, if it does form, if it forms, it likely won't be for another week if it forms. And 93S, if it forms, it likely won't be for another 10 to 15 days.
Oh my god, what's going on here?
So it's just
okay,
crazy.
We can move on to 2021.
Okay, so
hit Morticity, but it won't let me. All right, time to move on to 2021. Oh wait, anyone have any more questions about the southern Indian Ocean, about Invest 93S, Invest 96S, or tropical depression? Fuck, I forgot the name of it. Damn it. That storm, Chalane. Anyone have any questions about tropical depression, Chalane, Invest 93S, or Invest 96S? If you do, feel free to go in the chat and ask that question.
I will keep monitoring the questions. Hey, can you? Okay, so let's go to the 2021. Hey, can you go to my high map first?
Yes.
Can you go to my? Thanks.
High map. Okay. Okay, which one?
The high map where there's just high.
I saw a question.
Oh no! Live on Tropics? No.
It says at Hurricane Watch Team, do you think that 96S could become 100 mile per hour strength cyclone?
No.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. It's not even. It has like 1 day to live before it gets sucked in by 93S. So
definitely, I give it a 0. I give it a chance, but the chance is 0.00000 100 zeros later, 1% chance.
The odds of Invest 96S becoming 100 miles an hour. Now, Invest 96S is the one that is entering that cheer, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's gonna merge to 93S too. So
now, in my own opinion, I don't think it's gonna have that chance. Now, we can't ever rule it out, but it is something we're gonna be watching. but I don't think it's gonna have that. It has a chance, but I don't think it's going to have 100-mile-an-hour winds because it's going to be sheared apart by that wind shear. And even though yes, it is in very warm waters, that wind shear is it's fortunately fortunately going to
Fortunately.
is going to rip it apart. And it's not going to end up making winds of 100 miles an hour. If the wind shear was not there, it would go probably through rapid intensification because the temperature is 29 degrees centigrade. But I do not think it's going to happen. No, not at all.
Okay, so can we pull up? Okay, time to go to 2021.
The first image you sent?
Yeah, the hurricane. No, the one where there's just the high pressure systems.
Okay.
Okay. Because you have one with arrows. You have
Yeah, the one with the blue arrows. The one with the blue arrows.
Okay. Just give me like open link. Yep. All right.
Now, guys, this is. Now, guys, I believe that, yeah. Based on new predictions, the high, in my opinion, is a little too west. So if you move it a little too east, and those are my predictions. So just move the Bermuda high a little. So if my new predictions say move the Bermuda high a little bit east and in the central Atlantic, but it would still have the same effect on all the paths. So I'm not going to change because the path, even in the central Atlantic, it's still going to have practically the same effect. So let's just move on to that. So the Bermuda high in the central Atlantic is likely to keep the storms from going out to sea, out of the Caribbean. It's likely to keep them in the Caribbean, and that will steer them through the Caribbean. And then the Bermuda high is likely to steer them, whether it's into the Bay of Campeche, into the Yucatan, and then into the Gulf or somewhere else. It's either way. It's like the Bermuda high is then likely to steer the Caribbean storms into the Gulf, and whether it's Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, or Florida, that means it's likely to hit. Then from there, it's likely to hit land. And remember, the Caribbean and Gulf have very warm waters. In hurricane season, usually, especially in neutrals and La Nina, and especially the Caribbean. So that's what's gonna do. What that's gonna do is, since storms are likely to stay in the Caribbean due to the Bermuda high, they're gonna gain probably a lot of strength and a good chunk become major hurricanes. And then they could weaken if they hit land in the Caribbean, but not a lot, since the land is not very thick like the United States, and then they could re-strengthen the Gulf. Because even though the Caribbean is warmer, the Gulf still has pretty warm waters. So that will really help them re-strengthen and maybe even gain more strength and then hit land. So we could definitely have a lot of strong storms hitting places in the Caribbean and the Gulf Coast, especially the Gulf Coast. And the Caribbean and Gulf, either way, whichever one is warmer, at the end of the day, the Gulf and Caribbean, usually in the neutral La Nina and hurricane season, are very warm and usually very favorable for major hurricanes if there's not a lot of wind and some other factors.
Yeah.
What is it? Huh?
All right. Next photo. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah,
This
you
is-
can talk about it.
Well, this one has like words on it.
Okay. Yeah, so of course. Do we have me and Denise and some other people on our team do agree that low average activity in the main development region, so there's not going to be much.
Yeah, I don't.
We could have lots of subtropical activity, likely, possibly some European landfall. But even though European landfalls are possible, we cannot rule it out. It is, I cannot stress this enough, extremely, extremely unlikely. Then we have Bahamas above average activity. Not much not much activity due to the high. And again, this is not our official forecast. This is just a preliminary forecast 3, so it's not our official. We might, but even though we're not going to have much activity due to the Bermuda high in the central Atlantic, and possibly off the East Coast, but mainly the central Atlantic during the hurricane season, and more west than usual. We can't rule it out, but it's not the most likely. Then the Caribbean, we have lots of major hurricanes and rapid strengthening, likely above average development and activity. And then the Gulf, lots of major hurricanes coming from the Caribbean, lots of landfalls, whether that's just a regular tropical cyclone, such as tropical storm or category 1, all the way up to category 3 to 5. And yeah.
So yeah, definitely our area of where we're most worried about is gonna be the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, and the Western Atlantic, the region of the Bahamas. We don't think there's going to be a lot of storms on the East Coast. Again, due to that high pressure, those storms will not be able to ride the East Coast at all because the high pressure would push them away.
Well,
now,
it's possible. We can't rule it out, but it's not likely.
right, it's not likely. Yes, it's possible, definitely possible. But we're not going to see like a Sandy, you know? We're not going to see like, Dorian going up the coast.
It doesn't. We could. It's not likely to see like an Isaiah next year or a Dorian.
Right, or a Sandy or anything like
Besides
that.
the Bahamas part.
Besides the Bahamas part.
Did you eat? The lady fingers?
Yeah, the Bahamas just doesn't like
Another
So
bad
the
hurricane,
Caribbean, the Western
especially
Atlantic, besides the East Coast and the Gulf of Mexico, are definitely where we're most worried about. But overall, the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean, especially the Gulf Coast states, for a lot of landfalls, and a lot of those could be major hurricanes.
Yes.
3 to 5.
this main the main event is going to be the Gulf of Mexico. Most of the storms, if they form, they might hit Yucatan, but most of the storms are going to go right through and hit the Gulf of Mexico. And since the high pressure might be strong, we might not see storms that go north and like hit Cuba or Dominican Republic and like go around the East Coast just because of the high pressure. And since there's those storms that will go go north, we will likely see Gulf of Mexico storms, which will probably be another really damaging year.
Yeah, and also the Bermuda High, like even if it's just off the coast of Africa or by the Azores, the Bermuda High usually is extremely strong and it usually affects the whole Atlantic. So even if it's just like off the coast of Africa, it can really help storms stay in the Caribbean and strengthen along the Caribbean and keep them in the Caribbean and then bring them to Gulf and have a landfall in the Gulf, even when it's just like off the coast of Africa, but we're not expecting, or just by the Azores, but we're not expecting that. We are expecting it to be west than usual and off the coast of the East Coast and especially the Central Atlantic, mainly the Central Atlantic, since it's more west than usual. That will help. So even it still helps a lot. It still helps a lot, even when it's just off the coast of Africa and the Azores. It still helps a lot. But when it's in the Central Atlantic, it helps even more keep those storms in the Caribbean and Gulf. So that's really a worry for the United States, the Caribbean, and some other places.
Another thing to note is that Danilo made a map. He said that the Bay of Campeche might actually be pretty bad. We could see a few storms form there, and storms that form there, they could actually produce a lot of flooding. Those places are like very prone to flooding, and even a tropical storm could cost $1 billion. And
guys, by the way, our predictions aren't based much. On they aren't really based a lot on climatology models for high pressure systems. They're based a little on that, but they're not that trustable really at all, especially this far out. So we mainly use a little bit of that. We look at that a little bit and base our forecast off of that a little bit, but we also really base it off of our own predictions and the Bermuda High cycle and some other factors, and that really helps us with the highs.
And since Bay of Campeche storms are really damaging and they're near mountains, they can actually bring a lot of rain. Like Stan of 2005, they may bring a lot the 2000 stand of 2005 might have been more deadly than Katrina of 2005. Think about that. Katrina did almost 1,000 deaths, and it was in New Orleans. And think about Stan that almost did more than that might have done more deaths than that. So think about how bad this hurricane season would be if there was a lot of Bay of Campeche storms.
Yeah, that's definitely a bad thing. And also a lot of Bay of Campeche storms. Now, again, the Bay of Campeche storms are not our most worrying storms that will go to the Gulf and hit the Gulf Coast as strong systems. No, our main worry for that is storms in the Caribbean strengthening a lot because the Caribbean is very warm, and then going into the Gulf, and the Gulf is not as warm as the Caribbean, but still it's very warm. That's our most concerning. Bay and Campeche, not as much, but still it's bad. And Bay and Campeche storms, again, can cause a lot of damage, and a lot of times can go to hit the Gulf Coast.
Um, and something to note here: even Caribbean storms can be
Hello?
really flooding. Even storms that form in the Caribbean make up to Mexico if the high pressure was that strong. Like Franklin of 2017, and especially Mitch of 1997. I'm pretty sure, and Mitch of 1997, I think, was like that was very bad for Mexico.
Sorry about that. Guys, sorry about that. I did get kicked out, but I was saying that Bay of Campeche storms can a lot of times go and hit the Gulf Coast.
And some storms may also go from the Caribbean and make it to the Yucatan Peninsula. Which Yucatan Peninsula, while they aren't that prone to flooding, they're still Mexico and very poor. So
Yeah.
just to watch.
Yeah, Jabsy, it depends what you mean by that. If you mean like every single place along the Gulf Coast, like every city getting hit, then no. But we do expect a lot of states along the Gulf Coast, especially the central and western Gulf Coast, to get hit by multiple tropical cyclones, and a good amount of those could be major hurricanes, and even more just tropical cyclones in general. And but the whole Gulf Coast, we're not expecting a lot for the like southern Florida. Well, not southern Florida, central Florida next year. Southern Florida could definitely get something pretty big next year. But the whole Gulf Coast, not really, due to the facts such as like the Big Bend area. We're not expecting much for the Big Bend area. So not really so most of the Gulf Coast, yes. No, the whole Gulf Coast, not really, no.
Could Florida see a bad year? I'm Tampa area.
South Florida could definitely get something bad.
Yeah, but Tampa, I'm not sure about Tampa then, because the high pressure. It probably for it to hit Tampa, it would either have to go from the east side and make it there, or it has to go from the Caribbean and then it has to make landfall on Cuba or take a sharp east turn, which is very unlikely for right now. So Tampa area is probably safe for this year.
But again, South Florida next year could definitely get a big landfall. But we will have to see.
Yes. Ready for the next picture?
Yes.
Right. Here is the. Oh my gosh. Here is the next photo.
Okay, I have to explain what these pictures mean. They don't have writing. Okay, again, we're expecting the high to be potentially off the East Coast, but mainly in the central Atlantic, which is more west than usual and is pretty bad for land. By that I mean like a lot of hurricanes, tropical cyclones, major hurricanes will hit land most likely. So a lot, especially along the Gulf Coast and other places, that's bad. But I did have to put the high somewhere that is affecting, so I had to do as best as I could. But so it's more west. Oh, so it's a little more east than it appears on there, but it's still pretty west. But it's more east than it appears on there. So the pink signals warm water. It's not like all the warm water. It's just the warm water. Now it's not like all the really warm water that's in the Gulf or Caribbean. It's just the really warm water that will really help the storm that it's encountering. So it's not all the really warm water that will help it. It's just the ones it's encountering. And the arrow is the potential pass. So here's my first potential pass.
Jad D said, I mean South Florida, if they got a bad landfall, it could still affect the Tampa area. Well,
True.
you're saying on landfall, well, I mean, it's probably not likely for a South Florida landfall, but if you did, you would still be impacted, but for direct landfalls, you're pretty safe for now.
And guys, and again, the pink signals very warm water that will really help the storm. And on this pass, I forgot to draw the pink, which signals very warm water in the Gulf. So please imagine that there is the pink in the Gulf, because the Gulf is usually pretty warm, and really can help storms in hurricane season on neutral and La Nina years. But I just forgot to draw it on this pass. So please imagine it is there for the Gulf. Anyway, yeah. So I do think, and there's 3 of these, and there's 3 of these, and these are not potential tropical cyclone pass in general. They are potential major hurricane pass. If they were just potential tropical cyclone pass, I wouldn't include the warm waters. But since I'm including the warm water stuff, all 3 of these that we are showing, they are the potential major hurricane pass. Not tropical cyclone in general, major hurricane pass that can make landfall. Okay, so of course we could see this major hurricane pass form a little bit east of the Leeward Islands, the Bermuda High, and the Central Atlantic will keep it in the Caribbean and keep it really from going out to sea, and steer it through the Caribbean into those warm waters. And then the Bermuda High will steer it into the Gulf and likely make landfall. So that is the first pass. That is the first major hurricane pass.
Okay.
Silence.
Yeah. So do you want to go to the next pass, or does anybody want to say something about this?
I don't have anything to say.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we can go to the second major hurricane pass.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the second potential major hurricane pass. So we definitely could have a storm form around the Bahamas, and again, the Bahamas have very warm waters by it usually, and even farther than that. So yeah, if it could like stall by the Bahamas, that could really help it gain some momentum, potentially to a major hurricane. And then it would probably hit South Florida if it was moving the right direction. It would weaken a little bit, but again, the Gulf, the pink is just the very warm waters it encounters. Almost the whole Gulf is very warm in the hurricane season. So this is not like all the warm water on every single one of these pictures. It's just the very warm water the storm encounters, not all of it. Anyway, so just remember that, because that's the case for this pass, the last pass, and the pass we're about to go to, and anything I'd make of this. Anyway, so yeah, we do see it could restrace it in the Gulf and then hit land.
Yeah, that really reminds me of a Katrina. It formed in the Bahamas, made landfall in Miami, Florida as a Category 1 hurricane, and went through rapid intensification. I believe it went over the loop current.
Didn't Sally do something like this?
What the hell was Sally?
Yeah, Sally did
Yeah,
something like
so
that.
it would be like Sally, except way stronger because Sally wasn't at the most favorable time of year for major hurricanes. So this is for like, it's kind of like Sally / Katrina, but and Katrina wasn't a major hurricane until inside the Gulf. It made it to major hurricane status in the Gulf. So this is likely to be like a Katrina thing if
Yeah.
for a major hurricane from a Cat 3 to 5, not really a Cat 2 because it's major hurricane pass.
It got
Yeah.
the hurricane in the on like near Florida, and it struck to Category 5 in the Gulf.
And then weakened to a Cat 4, then 3, and made landfall to Cat 3.
Now, the reason Katrina intensified so quickly was because it went over a loop current. But this year, we may see a loop current. It's a region. I think a loop current is just a region of really hot water. I don't know.
Waters, is that what you were gonna say?
Water, ocean, hot, boiling.
Yeah.
It was like hot.
Yeah.
But we saw that with Haiyan. It went over a loop current in 2013.
I definitely think we'll have a couple loop currents next year, potentially. And
Yeah, and
mainly in the Gulf and Caribbean.
the sea surface temperatures. I saw the other Lucas post a few days ago. He was saying he posted a picture of the possible sea surface temperature anomalies, which shows how much degrees in Celsius above average it is, and it seemed to be about the same as 2020. Believe it or not, maybe even worse than that. But good thing is that the main development region wasn't looking too good for development, so we won't see MDR storms this year.
All right. On to but like we were saying, it's gonna be hot. We get storms like this. It's really gonna be bad. When it comes to when we get this pattern set up. All right. Last photo. Gonna be honest, kind of looks like a Harvey track.
Hello.
I think maybe his internet or his iPad died or something, but
I think I'll explain it this time. It's pretty easy to see. So the pink is where it will likely form because it's in favorable conditions. It will go through. It could go through like Yucatan, in between Yucatan and Cuba, but if the high pressure in Mexico isn't as strong, then we could see a storm that the high pressure over here, um, the high pressure to the east could steer the storm west and since there's no high pressure pushing it back to the east, the other high pressure will just keep on steering this toward the coast of western Louisiana and Texas, which could result in a really bad situation there.
yeah, in Louisiana they flood all the time. It's a very flood-prone region. Same with the southeast Texas. Today I got a flood. I'm actually under a flood watch from a cold front right now, but that's a little off topic. But this region, southeast Texas, Louisiana, this area of the United States floods very, very easily. And so when we get storms like this, and if they stall like Harvey did, it would be absolutely catastrophic. And with how warm that we think the water temperatures are going to be, it's gonna be, sadly, it's gonna be another ugly storm. Hurricane season. We're gonna see a lot of ugly storms. I don't have a good feeling for Texas. I just think it's gonna be bad.
Uh, it just reached 2 p.m. Um, Central Standard Time. So we're about to end the stream. Do you guys have any questions left for us before we end the stream?
Are we still doing the stream right now?
We're still streaming.
Okay,
Yeah,
are you on the third pass?
Yeah, I already explained it.
Okay, okay, so did you explain about the warm waters and the high and stuff?
Yep.
Okay, good. That's the main thing that I wanted you to explain, so we're good on that.
We're just waiting for questions now.
I guess we'll all see you guys at
8 p.m.
Yeah,
8
our
p.m.?
next stream will be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about everything. So,
yeah, we'll see you guys then.
with all that being
Go join our Wix if you haven't. Go join our Wix website if you haven't. It's called Hurricane Watch Team. And we will see you guys at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time.
we do have one question. And they are asking, do you think that we could have a 2016-like season?
What do you mean by that? There's a lot of aspects that go into a hurricane season.
Well, something to note here is that Matthew went as an East Coast rider. I don't think we could see something like that.
Yeah.
High pressure wasn't exactly strong that year, which means we probably won't see.
But the high pressure in 2021 it looks like it could be especially strong.
Yeah.
I just stepped on something. I don't know what I stepped on.
They're talking about paths. 2016 like paths.
Oh no. Nope. One, because we have Matthew. That's one.
Anyway.
We have Matthew. That's not likely. Number two, we had an East Coast. We had a Tallahassee landfall that year. That usually never happens.
Yeah.
I got it landfall the day after my baby brother's birthday. I live in Tallahassee, so yeah. But it was cool to track that. So no, not really. So that's. We're 2011 like past. I haven't studied 2011 hurricane season. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
No.
2011.
2011, no, we are not going to see a 2011 like season because like 95% of the pass went out to sea. We had like almost no Caribbean pass, and we only had like one or two Gulf storms, and we only had like one or two landfalls. We are not going to see a 2011 like season. Yeah. And also, a lot of those storms were like very weak. 2011, it's very unlikely we'll see some.
Yeah.
So, no. So to answer your question, not at all, no. Because a lot of the pass went to where the high is likely to be next year. So, or around it. And some didn't. We'll see. But it's extremely unlikely. I actually give it less than a 1% chance.
Yeah. Bye everyone. Yeah. Okay, join the Discord, follow Twitter. Yeah, join our Discord server. Follow us on Twitter.
And if you are a member of the Hurricane Watch Team, I think we have a member role or something. If you are not, you might be able to apply. We will see. Anyway, we will see you all Wait, do we have? Oh, give him 1 minute for questions. Yeah, the link is in the description. 1 more minute for questions. The Twitter and Discord and maybe some other social media is in the description. Any more questions? Any other questions?
I don't think so.
We'll give 30 more seconds for questions. No? Okay. And will there be a Katrina? Yes. There's a good chance there could be a Katrina, like in strength and path. There's a good chance.
Sadly.
So, yeah. Yeah, sadly, there's a good chance. Anyway, I guess that's it. No more questions. We will see. If you have any other questions, let us know on Twitter. My at jobysebastian.com. On my Twitter is my Twitter is just Sebastian Weather Channel. And then his Twitter's in her Twitter's in the description. So yeah, if you have any other questions, or you can ask us next stream. So yeah, we will see you all at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time.
All right. With all that being said, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you this evening. Peace out.
Bye.